The Steam survey just released showcasing what PC gamers are gaming on.
That's highly unlikely, but okay, let's continue on with this. No idea.
This kind of information is valuable because PC gamers can no longer lie when comparing their rigs to the Xbox One X.
I can lie doing anything I want, it's not hard. No, unless you say something that's completely, wrong. Like some users that will remain nameless, and I know you're watching this video. Go on, be triggered. Not the best opening I'd put, but alright.
Xbox One X may be promoted as a 4K gaming console, but not every game running on the X will be in 4K.
Most games don't. Only like 60 Sony, first party games actually on 4K. And since Xbox, doesn't do well with keeping their first party games recently, I don't think it's gonna happen.
That's strictly up to developers, and no matter how much extra horsepower is under the plastic hood.
Just plastic? Jesus, that's not gonna last long. Oh boy, I hope you have fun with that while it lasts.
Some choices may be made to prioritize things over native 4K or 60 FPS.
What can possibly take priority over frame rate? There's no excuse people can have for this. If you have one, please tell me so I can tear it apart.
The difference between a closed console box and a widely varied PC configuration is that PC gamers get the choice of how to run their games.
Oh really? Thanks, Captain Obvious, I didn't know that.
But that doesn't mean that PC gamers all have gaming rigs that will beat the performance of the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X.
You don't say. Not all PC gamers will have that, ability. We don't need it. Most PC gamers get their PC to play games like League of Legends. Do we forget that League of Legends exists, or do we ignore it? Usually people ignore it. So which is your standpoint?
In fact, I'm going to show you that a large majority of PC gamers, when comparing price to performance, may be on par with the 2013 PS4 and Xbox One.
Only fanboys care about these numbers. Most people who don't, care about it, don't talk about it as much as you do. And besides, I thought that, power doesn't matter.
Because you get much more for $500 on the
How do you miss 3 times? Is your aim that bad?
Xbox One X than you do for a $500 PC. The Steam survey is only a vertical slice of whomever chose to do the survey.
Oh good, you're smart. Now why is this video named this, and why did you say that a minute ago?
But the honesty that comes from the survey leaves little room in the imagination for lies, sugarcoating, and bragging. Steam gathers this information by detecting hardware and performance.
And so it begins. Oh ho ho, let's get right into it.
One of the biggest arguments from PC gamers once they are challenged by a filthy console like the Xbox One X.
Oh no, the Xbox One X challenged me. Shut up. Just no, a console cannot challenge me. I am a human being capable of sentient thoughts. The Xbox One X is a machine meant for entertainment.
I've been gaming at 4K 60 for years.
Yes, but aren't you the people who've said, resolution and frame rate don't matter. It's all about the experience, bruh. Like, come on, you can't change your story now.
When you hear this, this is a lie. PC gamers rarely bother with 4K, with a 1440p high refresh monitor about $300.
Then your 1440p TV costs more, because monitors cost less than, TVs.
There is no justification to bother with 4K. In order to game at 4K, which hasn't been feasible recently,
guess the Xbox won't do 4K then.
Unless spending $1,000 to $1,500. 4K power comes from a couple of mainstream cards, like the RX 580 and the GTX 1080.
Now let's take a look at these benchmark. 1080 first, okay. We can see that, these cards seem to do well in, what's considered HD. How do we go up a little bit more to 1040? Or, 1440. Well, it seems that, it's still above 60 for most, of them. Then finally, the 2140, benchmark, which with the GTX 1080, there's only one 60 FPS game, and that GTA. Really? GTA? Wow. Oh wait, no, Bioshock Infinite as well. And now for fun, let's check the DirectX 12 as well, with 1440. It seems like there's an ongoing ding, and I would like to mention that all these are with max settings and everything maxed out, meaning it looks better than a console, immensely.
Although the 1070 can get the job done in a lot of games. Before I get started on the numbers in the Steam survey, let's remember that this is only a small amount of PC gamers who chose to do the survey, but it actually reflects the rest of the PC gamers.
What?
According to the Steam survey, out of 125 million PC gamers on Steam.
Wait a second there. I saw what you did there. No, that's not gonna fly with me, buddy boy. You are taking this number from an active user list. It doesn't say what active is. You also don't know how many people took said survey. As you said, it is optional. So, is it optional, or did all 125 million PC users that use Steam, Steam, one out of the hundreds of, choices we have, do it.
Only 0.86% of PC gamers are gaming at 4K. Now let's compare that to the percentage of PC gamers gaming at 1080p. 61 million gamers. Only 2.8% or 3.5 million PC gamers are gaming at 1440p.
It's just me, or does listening to say all these numbers make you tired? Usually I love statistics, but listening to somebody uninformed say them is just tiring.
Or otherwise known as 2K. Why? Why are over half of all PC gamers playing at 1080p or lower?
I recommend hitting the target, just as a, tip, because then you may actually kill them.
Well, a lot of gaming laptops have slightly smaller than 1920 by 1080p screens.
You're about to make me yawn again, get to your point.
And the rest just don't have gaming dedicated setups. This means that there are roughly 4 million hardcore PC gamers.
Good to know the power of a machine makes you a hardcore gamer. I mean, I guess you're not a hardcore gamer because currently there's no 4K Xbox. But in reality, this argument is stupid. The power of your, console or whatever doesn't mean you're hardcore. Thinking so means you're a fanboy.
With hardware capable of hitting 2K and above graphics on big AAA games. By the end of 2017, there will be more than 10 million PS4 Pros and Xbox One X's in gamers' homes.
Unlikely, as I do not believe the Xbox One X will sell that much, because people actually don't care about this stuff. They will go for the cheaper ones. The only people who care are fanboys. Fanboys in the sense of console power. PC people can, build it to whatever they want. I'm talking console fanboys.
The other reason why only 2.8% are playing at PS4 Pro resolutions and less than 1% at Xbox One X resolutions is that most PC gamers just don't have the hardware that far exceeds what is in the newest consoles.
Well, I mean, we were just talking about, resolution a minute ago and I proved you wrong there, so no.
Keep in mind that PC gamers can do so much more with their hardware than a console, but this is hardly grounds for bragging rights when comparing price to performance.
You forget you can buy used parts, so again, no.
Now before I get into an all stops at 4K rant, let me remind you that my preference is at 1080p or 1440p at 60 FPS.
You are really stupid if you think that. The all stops at 4K, the frame rate thing I agree with.
The GTX 1060 is the most popular GPU in gaming rigs that are running today's AAA powerhouse games. Unfortunately, the 1060 is rated as a 1080p card that runs almost any game at 60 FPS.
Just, go for the 1080. Now get what you want done.
Something the Xbox One X and PS4 Pro can't do. As great as this card is, it does not compete with the Xbox One X in VRAM. Digital Foundry could only get this card to 4K with checkerboarding and overclocking.
The Xbox One's going to use checkerboarding. The Xbox One is going to use dynamic resolution. It is not true 4K. By that I mean the games that you like playing, the ones you keep using as examples, the third-party games.
The next most popular card is the GTX 1070 with 3.6% of PC gamers using it. A $470 card. This card is the closest in power to the Xbox One X. Although this card is rated for 1440p 60 on most games, it isn't built for native 4K like the Xbox One X.
Again, the Xbox will probably use checkerboarding and other visual tactics that they've been using for years to get the resolution higher.
The GTX 1080 is adopted by 1.73% of the gaming community, with the RX 480 at 1% of those surveyed. This means that the number of PC gamers with hardware up to Xbox One X snuff is about 8 million of the 125 million PC gamers.
You mean active Steam users that took the survey? There's a lot more PC gamers than whatever you said. I don't care enough to know the numbers you spew.
But contrast that with the 10 to 15 million PS4 and Xbox gamers that are actually hardcore enough to care about graphics.
You act like care about graphics means you're a hardcore gamer. It does not.
That 10 to 15 million is based on the number of PS4 Pros sold and the estimated Xbox One X's to be sold, even without any native 4K games, even if all of them were checkerboarded. Currently, there are 65 native 4K titles on the Xbox One X and 22 on the PS4 Pro.
Games for a console cannot exist if a console doesn't exist yet, and it isn't out until November.
Of course, not every game on the Xbox One X will be native 4K, just like not every GTX 1080 or RX 580 PC gamer will be running their games in 4K. But these new consoles are finally competing with hardcore PC gamers and their graphics.
Incorrect, my good sir.
And PC elitists are clearly not happy about it. You won't see a PC elitist ridiculing Nintendo, because
if people consider me a PC elitist, then well, I do, criticize Nintendo all the time for their stupidity. Rags does it and other people do it. We don't just cherry pick one console, we mock them all. Or I mock them all at least.
Nintendo doesn't encroach on their territory. A mobile gaming system with cheerful, family-oriented games doesn't threaten the hundreds of dollars PC gamers have invested in getting high-end graphics.
The Xbox doesn't challenge what we buy, you idiots.
With the Xbox One X and even the PS4 Pro, consoles finally have the hardware to give you PC quality graphics.
What's with you and missing? Like, Jesus, I can't just watch the gameplay, it's hurting me.
Visuals you won't see in a $500 PC. I want to close this video with a preaching rant that I gave in the Xbox Nation podcast. You'll hear emotion that is built up from enduring wild claims.
You must be really sensitive if a couple of guys on the internet's made you triggered.
From PC gamers for over 2 years. Nigel, roll the tape.
Is Nigel a character or does he edit your videos? Because if so, the editing thing, then okay. I mean, you didn't need to tell them to roll the tape, you would have done it anyway.
Okay, so I did that video. Can you build a gaming PC that'll do what the Xbox One X will do for $499, okay? And I got drones of comments from these PC elitists scared out of their little NVIDIA pants about how this Xbox One X was going to try and do 4K gaming. They gave me parts lists at $500, $550, $482, claiming that PC would do 4K 30, some 4K 60, that it would support VR, and they told me, you don't need the Blu-ray player. Get that out of here. I'm like,
they weren't lying. You don't need the Blu-ray player for PCs. It isn't added. You don't count that in the, added stuff unless you want to make it harder for you to win.
Look, it's a feature on the Xbox One X. So if you don't pick the one that I put in the parts list, you got to go buy a shelf one for $300. So get out of here with that crap. That build came out to $1,000 with the Blu-ray player. If you took the Blu-ray player out, that build was $750. PC gamers are liars, and I'm getting sick of it because just yesterday, PC Gamer I need the.
Stroking out in the background.
What? What? That was just a sound. Are sounds funny now? Will I just make it sound when people laugh? No, it's not funny. There must be an inside joke or something. Because I'm not laughing.
Just yesterday, PC Gamer put out an article saying, how can we build the cheapest gaming PC that'll do 1080p, 30 or 60 FPS? They didn't effing say 4K.
I mean, I know I censored, stuff in my last video, but I mean, come on, man. Come on.
They didn't say anything about 40. They built this PC, and they said the cheapest we can get it without peripherals, which I don't ever count when I do these parts lists, the cheapest they could get it was $500. And here for a month, I had these lying PC gamers telling me that you could build a 4K, VR-supported, Blu-ray playing, mother.
You can. You just don't know where to look.
And if you think I'm just an Xbox corporate slave, remember that I do a lot of gaming on my $1,000 PC.
Apparently so does JTech, and he's still a corporate slave. Oh, sorry, I mean Shield. Sorry, I can't say corporate slave, Him being black and all. No, that's a no-no. Come on.
Which I built 2 years ago. You can build a PC like that cheaper now, but I just want to make this blanket statement. You can build a PC for $500, but it's just a terrible idea. I think you'd be better off shooting for a $700 to $800 budget.
Or know how to look at sales, compare prices, and do a lot of other things that you apparently do not know how to do.
This is Colt Eastwood. If you lost your temper and hammer-fisted your keyboard.
I don't rage when I see people, I laugh at you, and then I make videos about you, like I'm doing now.
Please leave a like. If it was your first time on a Colt Eastwood video and you were happy that you bought the GTX 1080 Ti, consider subscribing. Stay tuned in the coming weeks. I've got a very special guest for my show. Someone I've never worked with on YouTube and someone I've been following for a couple years now.
Hopefully he's smarter than you.
Alright, that's it for now. I'll see you in the comment section. Follow me on Twitter, add me on Xbox Live, and if you think I'm a PC fraud, add me on Steam at Colt Eastwood 99. Are we good? Alright, later gamers.
Well, that was something. I'm just gonna end the video here. If you liked this video and this channel, please like, comment, subscribe down below, and check out my social media down below as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.